Hi and welcome to TVistaButton video tutorial part 2. If you didn't see the first part of this video tutorial, I recommend you to see it before viewing this video. I'm going to continue where we left off in the first part. So in the first part I showed you how TVistaButton uses a gradient fill to paint its background, and that the colors for the gradient fill are set in the gradient background property. Now, what if I don't want two gradient fills on my button, but only one? I can clear the values for color 2 and color 3 properties, and now TVistaButton will draw a gradient fill starting in color 1 at the top of the button and ending in color 4 at the bottom of the button. And if I want a solid fill background, I can use the same value for color 1 and color 4, and I get a solid fill background. The next great feature about TVistaButton is that you can display an icon over it, and the icon can be in the form of a transparent PNG image. I'm going to make this button a little bigger so that the image fits in there, and now we're gonna focus on the properties in the icon category. So the first one I'm going to set is image designer icon. I'm going to click the button and I'm going to use assets.png file, which I have available here, and as you can see, the image is displayed. I can use the icon position property to change the coordinates of its upper left corner, and using these two properties, as you can see, I can use the negative values here. I can position the image pretty much anywhere on the button. The next great thing about TVistaButton is how you can align this image together with the text label. You can align the text label to the left, to the right, or to the center, and the same goes for vertical alignment. You can align it to the top, align it to the bottom. But let's say I want to align the text label to the left. But now it overlays my image, and that's where I can use the text margin left property, which specifies how many pixels should be between the beginning of the text label and the left edge of TVistaButton. So if I know that my image is 50 pixels wide, I can put a value 54 here, and that way I make sure that TVistaButton is going to reserve at least 50 pixels for the image here. Okay, let's try to test the application. Okay, the form's loaded, but where's the image? Well, to find out, I'm going to stop the debug, and the answer is down here in the icon category. We did not set the image file icon and neither the image resource icon properties. The image designer icon, as the name implies, is only used during the design time. So if I want the image to appear during runtime, I have to set either of these two properties. First, I'm going to show you how image file icon works. To be able to do that, I have to copy the image which I want to appear in the runtime to the folder of my project. So this is the one. I'm going to copy it to TVistaButton demo folder. And now I'm going to the Solution Explorer. I make sure that Show All Files is active. I refresh the file list, and there I have the assets.png. I'm going to include it in the project, display the properties, set the copy to output directory property to copy if newer, and this way I make sure the file is copied to the folder on my device. So the last thing I need to do is set its name, which is assets.png, to the image file icon property. Okay, let's try to run it now. And once the application is loaded, the image is there and everything works as expected. So I'm going to stop the debug session and let's take a look into the file system of my device. I browsed the TVistaButton demo folder, and as you can see, the assets.png file really got copied to my folder. This is sometimes not what we want really. We don't want the users to have access to our images. So if we want them not to have a direct access to that image, we're going to use the image resource icon property. But first I'm going to clear the value for image file icon. Then I go to Solution Explorer, go to the assets PNG file, right click it, click properties, and set the build action to embedded resource. Of course I'm gonna set copy to output directory to do not copy because I don't want that file to be copied anymore, but now it'll become the part of project's resources. So last thing I need to find out is the default namespace name for my project. To do that, I right click it in Solution Explorer, click properties, and the default namespace name's right here. So I copy to the clipboard, display the properties for TVistaButton, and paste it to image resource icon property. I type a period here, and then the name of the resource file, which is assets.png. Before I deploy the application to the device, I'm going to delete this folder. And now I'm going to run the application again. Okay, and when the form's loaded, we can see that the button is there, the image is there as well, and everything works as expected. So if I stop the debug session now and take a look in the emulator, browse the TVistaButton demo folder, we can see that there's no assets.png file anymore in the folder. The image has now become the part of TVistaButton exe file. So this is the other way how to display the image during runtime in a TVistaButton. The last functionality I'm going to present you with the TVistaButton is its ability to provide feedback to the user whenever it is clicked, and that feedback can be provided either through vibration or by playing back a short WAV file. So first I'm going to set the sound resource property so that the button plays the WAV file, but before I do that I have to copy that WAV file to the folder of my project. This is the file wns.wav. I'm going to copy to TVistaButton demo, and now I go to Solution Explorer, refresh the file list. Again, I make sure that Show All Files is active. The wns.wav appears here. I make it part of the project. I choose Properties, and I set the build action to embedded resource. Now the file has become the part of embedded resources, of the project resources. I have to find out the default namespace name again. It's TVistaButton demo, and I set the sound resource property to the default namespace name .wns.wav. Now the vibrate period property specifies how many milliseconds the device should vibrate whenever the button is clicked. So I'm going to type a value of 100 here, and let's try it out. And as soon as the form's loaded, when I click the button, I can hear the clicking sound, the WAV file that I assigned to the TVistaButton. You can also notice that the emulator flashes whenever I click the button. The flashing is the visual indication of vibration. Obviously the emulator is not going to vibrate your computer, but if you deployed this application to a real device, you would be able to hear the clicking sound as well as feel the vibration. Okay, so much for TVistaButton. I hope you liked this video and that it'll help you to succeed with your projects. If you have any questions, please write to support@bmobile4.net. Thanks for watching.